What's poppin', my J dolls? And I am back with another video. Before we get into this video, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and ring that bell. You guys, we're on the road to 3,000 subscribers, so don't play with us because we are not one of them. And if you ain't subscribed, go ahead and subscribe. It is free 99. And if you still don't subscribe, you a hater. Take that with your mama because why she raised you like that, period. So y'all, today I'm going to be telling you how I'm rebranding myself as a millionaire at 29. All right, y'all, clock it, clock it. Let's talk about it. First of all, I'm gonna tell you guys when I literally realized and knew that I was gonna be a millionaire. Okay, let's break it down. So I've known since I was a kid that I was gonna be a millionaire. All right, so if you're watching this video, most likely it's because you wanna be a millionaire or you're gonna be a millionaire or you're already a millionaire. And if you're not, you're still gonna affirm it. Put it in the comments, I am a millionaire. Affirm what you are. I am a millionaire. I am a millionaire. Clock it. So you guys, I knew since I was a child I was gonna be a millionaire. And how did I know that? Y'all can let me know in the comments how y'all knew that you were gonna be a millionaire. So for me, I was the child that did not want to have a professional career. Like, I was the black sheep of my family. I was very creative. I was very outgoing. I like to hang out with my friends and be social. I like to make new friends. I loved doing creative things. Like, I loved singing so much, you guys. I thought I was gonna be a singer. Like, my dad used to be like, you're gonna be a singer, you're gonna be a singer, because I love to sing, y'all. I was like, I'm gonna be a famous singer, I'm gonna be a star. Like, I wasn't like, I wanna be a lawyer, I wanna be a doctor. No, like, I talk about this all the time, not on my channel, but like my family knows this. Like, my cousin laughed because on career day, everyone was asking me in elementary school, why are we having career day in elementary school anyways? But like, literally they were asking me, what are you? Like, what are you dressed up as, y'all? And I'm like, I'm a singer. Like, everybody else is dressed up like a cop, a doctor, a lawyer, and then I'm literally just stylish and fashionable, you know what I mean? Ready to sing. So I knew from there, like, I was meant to have a non-traditional career and I was meant to be in the spotlight. Like, I love singing. I love singing in front of people. I love writing. Guys, I wrote poetry at a very young age. Like around 12, I was writing poetry and it was really good and I was performing it. I literally was in choir. I had solos. I was literally the forefront. And I knew that I wanted to be bigger than a normal person. That's where it started from. Like, I knew that I wanted to be bigger than a normal person, right? And so I always knew that was different. Like, I knew how to do hair. I knew how to do my own nails. I knew how to do makeup. And I would always try new entrepreneur paths, right? Like, I was just like, okay, I'm gonna be a makeup artist. Yeah. And I remember in college, like, I did all of the models at my private Catholic college, and I did their makeup for the photo shoot, and I bought a whole makeup kit. And I'm like, I'm gonna be a makeup artist. Like, I remember literally doing YouTube at the age of 15 when I was in, actually probably 14. When I was in junior high school, you guys, that's when I started YouTube. I had a whole new YouTube channel, a whole other YouTube channel, and I would do makeup on YouTube. Like, I knew I was gonna be a YouTuber. Like, I always knew that I was going to be famous, known. Not saying millionaires have to be famous and known. They do not have to be famous. They do not have to be known. But I knew that I was going to be higher status. So that is the first kind of thing that awakened me that I was going to be a millionaire. Was I was just different. And I'm going to get into that. Like, I was just different from everyone around me. I wanted the untraditional routes and things like that. And I kind of, with society, lost my light. Like, I lost my shine because I let other people's opinions restructure my mindset because they have a limited mindset. When you are a millionaire, you have an abundant mindset. You have a limitless mindset, right? So a lot of people have limited mindsets, and because they live in limited reality. And as a child, I let that affect me a lot. Like, okay, they think I can't sing, so I'm gonna stop singing. They think that I just need a regular job, so I need a regular job. Like, they think this is not possible, so I should think it's not possible. No, they think that way because they're limited. Their mindset is limited, and look where they are. Okay? Millionaires do not have a limited mindset. Millionaires think that anything is possible. That's how they got to that in the first place, right? So y'all, I'm not a millionaire yet, okay? But I know I'm gonna be a millionaire, and this is why I'm putting this video out here, because I am such a manifester. I'm really good at manifesting, right? When I say I'm gonna do something, I do it. And I remember even back in the day when I dated this guy, he said, you told me before I left, and mind you, this was someone that I didn't talk to for that long. He's like, you told me before I left that you were gonna have a brand new car, you were gonna graduate college, you were gonna have your own apartment. When I came back, you had already graduated college, you had a new car, you literally had your own apartment, like you literally do what you say you're gonna do. And I'm like, whoa, like that is so true. Like I knew that, but when he stated it to me, like I said, told everyone, I'm moving to San Antonio, I'm moving to San Antonio. People really thought I was not moving to San Antonio. I moved, right? I took a risk, and we're gonna talk about that too, about millionaires have to take risk. If you don't take risks, you're probably not a millionaire, or you need to start taking risks to become a millionaire, right? I literally told one of my old coworkers, which was a hater, I told her I'm moving to San Antonio, blah, blah, blah. And she was like, how? Like, but what about your job? What about this? How are you gonna do it? I'm like, don't worry about it. I'm just gonna do it. Nike. I'm just gonna do it. That's all that matters. Like when I say I'm gonna do something, I'm going to do it. Okay? So I'm gonna go through the list, you guys. I actually try to be structured here to teach you guys how I rebranded to become a millionaire. And this is the thing, is you have to rebrand to be a millionaire. You have to embody the life of a millionaire. And this is not just materialistic, this is mindset, like literally mindset work that you have to do to change your mindset so that you don't get stuck in a scarcity mindset, right? So the first way that I'm rebranding as a millionaire is letting go of scarcity mindset. Number one, letting go of scarcity mindset. Scarcity mindset practically means where you think that you cannot have a lot, right? You think that you have to work hard for money. You think that you have a lack of money. You think that you have a lack of abundance. You have to change that mindset. So if you're trying to be a millionaire, you have to change your mindset around money, right? Stop feeling that there's a lack of money. Stop feeling like there's no possible way to make money or enough money and all these type of things, because when you think that there's no money there, that's how you will start acting. And I'm gonna give you some examples of how I've been restructuring, rebranding myself. So now I'm stepping into more of a higher ticket model when it comes to business. You guys, I own a business. So outside of content creation, I am a weight loss coach. You guys, I used to be 326 pounds. I've lost 158 pounds, right? So I am a weight loss coach. And so I do all virtually. So if you need a weight loss coach, you're watching this, go ahead and click that link in the description box and fill out that application, okay? And book a call with me. The first call is free consultation call. So clock it, right? So anyways, I have a higher ticket model now. My old self would be like, who can afford that? What if they don't want to pay for it? What if they don't have the money? What if? That means that they're not the person for you. They're not the client for you, right? Number one. Number two, there are a lot of people out there with that type of money, right? There are a lot of people out here that can spend, let's say, this is not my prices, but let's say they can spend $10,000 in one day, $20,000 in one day. There's some people out there buying a bag for $10,000. So why can they buy your services, right? And so at the end of the day, you have to have the mindset that it's possible and not have a scarcity mindset. Because when you act out of scarcity, you accept anything. That's another thing I learned. It's like when you act out of a scarcity mindset, you start feeling like desperate for money. So in a sense, let's say a client doesn't want to work with you or whatever you're building. Most millionaires have businesses, multiple businesses or multiple streams of income. So let's say you're building a business. If you start acting out of scarcity mindset, you will just accept anything. Like let's say if someone doesn't want to pay your price, you're going to lower your price for them way below what your worth is. Or let's say a brand wants to work with you and they don't have the budget. You're going to say, oh, well, I just need this. So let me just take like 10% of what I usually would ask for. No, you have to stop acting out of scarcity mindset and start saying I want instead of I need. Okay? When you start acting out of need, that's acting out of scarcity. And once you start going back to your old ways of just trying to like hustle bustle, you literally start having this scarcity mindset. So this is something I'm rebranding of, like, I don't need, I want. My needs are taken care of, right? If a client thinks my price is too high, well, thank you for inquiring, you know. If you ever need help in the future, definitely let me know. Blah, blah, blah. And then I move forward and I find clients that align with what I am building. And so do not act out of scarcity mindset if you're trying to become a millionaire. The second one is showing up as a millionaire aesthetically. Let's break that down. So the way I dress. So I have rebranded myself. I think you have to embody anything you want to become. So I rebranded my style. Mind you, after I lost weight, I had already had in my mind I was going to rebrand my style. I wanted to have more of a Zara aesthetic. And if you ever shopped at Zara, it's very it's expensive to some, but it's more affordable, right? It's more affordable, but it's still chic clothing, right? More professional. Like I got this kind of like mock neck from Zara. I've got blazers from Zara. I've got dress pants from Zara, heels. And I've understand that the way you look will open so many doors for you. I learned that by losing 100 pounds, 158 pounds actually. I've learned that by losing 158 pounds that your looks will get you far. Especially if you're beautiful. If you're beautiful and you show up looking nice, people are going to want to talk to you. The right people are going to talk to you. The right people are going to want to align with you. The right people are going to want to do business with you because you look like you take yourself serious. Okay? I remember, for example, I went to a private dinner and I ended up meeting Damien. He is from Shark Tank. I'm going to put a picture here of me meeting him. And I dressed the part, okay? I made sure I still kept my style, my personality, right? So I had a blazer, but I had my brown silk, turtleneck top. I had the brown pointy heels, and then I had black slacks. So it still gave me my fashion sense. I forgot to tell y'all, I used to love fashion. So I wanted to be, well, I love fashion still to this day, but my undergrad is in fashion merchandising because I was like, how can I just have a normal job? I love fashion. I was always creative, y'all. So anyways, I'm like, okay, I want to look the part, but also have a personality, stick out. So I came there and everyone complimented and talked about my looks. And these are people that's making 6 figures and up. Like, you look amazing. Let me pull your chair out for you. Oh, you look great. You look gorgeous. Like, everyone, even the women were complimenting me. They probably wouldn't even remember me if I didn't dress the part. They probably would, and if they remembered me, it'd probably be like, oh, that girl was looking a little shaggy. Like, she's the only black girl here and she was looking shaggy, And so I've learned that you have to dress the part. Not saying 24/7 I'm gonna look like that. I'm not, because I am an athletic person. So sometimes I'm wearing athletic wear. I'm in the gym. Y'all see my content. I'm wearing athletic wear. If y'all go to my Instagram, make sure y'all follow me at Joanna.imperfectlyfit. Follow me on Instagram. I do a lot of workout content and stuff there so that obviously my clients can see what I do to maintain my weight loss. So I am wearing active wear, right? If I go for a run, I am wearing active wear. Even when I'm wearing active wear, I like to look put together in some sense, but I'm not wearing makeup to the gym. No. But if I'm going out even by myself, like if I go on a solo date by myself, I'm going to look good. I'm going to draw attention that this girl looks different. This girl put in effort. When you put an effort into your looks, more people want to approach you. Now, when I say look like a millionaire, I mean look clean, look well dressed and presented. Try to keep things that are neutral and modern and simple. Like you can have your own mix of styles, but just make it more simple, easier to digest, but still your style, if that makes sense. I don't mean dressing like a millionaire means wearing designer. No. most millionaires are not wearing designer unless they're in the spotlight, like they're on TV or in music or maybe content creators. But the people that I've been around that has six figures and plus, they're not carrying around Chanel bags. They're not carrying around Gucci for sure. I would most likely see a Chanel than a Gucci, right? They're not carrying around a lot of these things. They're very simple. The richest people are actually very simple. Not saying they don't have statement pieces. I'm sure they do, but they don't need to make that their whole look. And they don't need to be over exaggerated with their looks. That's one thing I noticed. And so that's how I show up. And also that's been my personality lately. Like I like simple but cute. Simple but cute. And I also think I show up as a millionaire aesthetically when it comes to my content now. As y'all can see, I am filming in this beautiful room. It gives a nice aesthetic. It gives a wealthy aesthetic. It gives clean, modern vibes. I'm taking my content now to the next level. Now my shorts, my TikTok and Instagram, I try, but y'all won't be posting there every day. So it doesn't always become aesthetic. But when I'm sitting down on YouTube being intentional, or when I'm putting anything on my website, like a video on my website, it looks high end. It looks high quality. It looks modern, it looks chic, because that is the type of people I want to attract. And this is how I will attract people, clients, and clients are gonna make me a millionaire. Clients are gonna make me a millionaire. Content's gonna make me a millionaire. So I have to show up in a high quality standard to get high quality consumers. Does that make sense? Number 3 is knowing my worth. Knowing my worth has helped me rebrand as a millionaire, right? This is with pricing. So when I tell a client my price, I remember the first client that I told my price to. This was a client, I was out at a dog park. I met someone that was interested in losing weight. I gave them my business card. They then told a friend, oh, I met this girl today, because that friend had a health scare and need to lose weight. And she went home and gave her friend my business card. And her friend booked a call with me, right? I told her friend my price, right? Which was a price that scared me at first, right? I told the friend my price, and that friend did not blink an eye. Like, that friend didn't say, oh no, that is too much. Oh, that is like extreme. Like, that friend didn't say that, right? And that shook me for a second. I'm like, whoa, like, that's kind of weird, you know? Like, it made me feel good. Like, I'm really worth this, you know? And so now I rebranded myself in the sense of knowing my worth, because you should know that you're worth a certain amount of money. You should know you're worth being a millionaire, right? I know my knowledge is worth it. I've changed people's lives. And that's something I have to embody I have to be confident, because I have real life clients that I've changed their life outside of just them losing weight. They've wrote reviews. I'll put them here, right? Outside of them just losing weight, I've changed how they looked at life. I changed their mental health. Like, you know how much mental health means? Like, I've changed, even when it comes to direction of life. I've changed people's direction of life and understanding their purpose. I'm not just a weight loss coach. Like, I literally heal the mind, body, and soul. And so I help people literally look and show up different, feel different, feel. And feel is way better than looking better. It's about how you feel, because if you don't feel good about yourself, how can you feel that you look good if you don't feel good about yourself, right? And so I had to start learning my worth, and I am worth my price. I am worth my price. I am worth abundance. I am worth happiness. I am worth time. I am worth effort. You have to literally tell yourself what you are worth if you want to be a millionaire, and believe it. You have to believe it, right? Another thing is worthiness and love. You guys, some of you guys watch my dating content, and I'm very much a dating girly in her 20s, almost in her 30s, right? And I had to even learn my worth. Like, rebranding as a millionaire, I had to learn my worth in love as well. Like, am I worth like someone's crusty, dusty son when I'm a freaking millionaire? You know, like, am I worth low effort when I put high effort into my career? I put high effort into myself. I put high effort into others. I put high effort into my clients. Why would I accept low effort? Why would I expect that a millionaire will accept low effort? That's like having an employee and they're low effort. You're going to fire them, right? So you're going to try to obviously talk to them, corrective action, all that type of stuff. But eventually, if that person just doesn't do the job, you're going to fire them as a millionaire. So you have to show up understanding your worth as a millionaire. Number 4 is getting in rooms with people who are making 6 figures or higher. So this is huge. This is something I have embodied now. Like moving to San Antonio has pushed me to get into rooms with people I don't know. And I have been aligning with wealthy people. I just naturally have been aligning with wealthy people. And so I have now been placing myself in rooms with the wealthiest people. I've been pushing myself to get comfortable with being uncomfortable, right? Like I was telling you about my outfit that I wore to the private dinner with Damien. I literally went to this private dinner with Damien. I paid $300 to be in a room with this man to ask him questions. And that sounds crazy. If I would have told my family and my friends, hey, I'm going to spend this amount of money to go speak to this celebrity, they're going to say, why would you do that? That's a waste of money. You should not waste money on that. You can use that money for something else. Not understanding that it's not a waste of money, because knowledge is key. Knowledge is success. You get in the right room with the right people, you ask the right questions, you will leave there with a new mindset. You will leave there with new ideas. You will leave there with something that you cannot buy, right? And so being in that room, not only did I get to actually talk to Damien and ask him personal questions, even though it ended very abruptly, so I got lucky to literally go talk to him by the elevator and ask him questions. I was not scared in that moment. I had to be like, this is my moment. I need to talk to him, right? But also the fact that I was in the room with the owner of my building, okay? So I was able to ask him questions. I got to meet chief executive of a different company. I got to meet someone I could potentially actually work with that took my business plan. I literally got in the room with people that can help me grow. It was even just outside of Damien. I was in the room with people that literally can help me grow, because network is your net worth. People literally don't get this, because I've gotten opportunities based off the people that I know and knew. So this has now pushed my mindset of like, I think especially in the Black community, it's very hard to network because we're very like more reserved within ourselves. And maybe we're more like nervous to enter certain spaces because a lot of times we are the one or the two out of all the people in the room. We're like the minority. And so now I push myself like, no, go to networking events, go to private dinners, go to activities, like go to things that literally you don't know anyone at, and get to know people, and bring business cards or have a digital business card. This is the mindset of a millionaire. Number 5, trusting the vision God gave you. Trusting the vision God gave you. This is so hard. Like, I feel like this is the hardest part of rebranding as a millionaire. It's like when you have a millionaire mindset, it's because God gave you a vision. It's not because everyone has that mindset, because they don't. All right? So you have to remember the vision that God gave you and don't lose sight of the vision, because it's going to be hard. It's going to be a hard path. People don't talk about how entrepreneurship is very hard. There's a lot of investing. There's a lot of losing money, right? But you also are gaining money as well. Once you get through your losses, there are going to be gains, right? So you have to understand the vision God gave you and not to lose sight of that, and not to get so tied up in the worldly world of, no, I should do this because it's more convenient, because it's more comfortable, because it's easier, because it's consistent, because it's, it seems more logical, right? But anything spiritual is not logical, right? God, even the idea of God is not logical. It makes no sense. And that's why faith makes no sense. You just have to have faith without even being able to see something in real time, in real life, right? A vision is something you can see, but you haven't seen it come to actuality in real life. So you have to remember your vision until you can actualize it. Not lose sight because of temporary temptations. That's what it is, temptations. Like temptations to fall back into old ways because they're easier, they're more comfortable. Temptations to not believe in yourself. Temptations to like lose your vision and just do what other people envision for you instead of what God envisioned for you, because God is going to put the vision He wants for you in you. And no one else is going to understand it because He put it in you. Number 6, becoming more logical than emotional. This is really big because we're human beings. So we're going to have moments of emotion. Okay, we're going to have moments of emotions and we're going to want to make irrational decisions. And that gets us in the worst trouble, especially when it comes to business, because with business, you're going to have lows where you feel like you want to quit, where you feel like you want to pull like something out, like maybe an investment you invested, you want to pull out of that, or you might feel like fear to like rejection and want to act out of emotion. And the last thing you want to do is really act when you're in your emotional state. You want to be able to collect yourself and be like, I know this is hard, right? I know that I took this loss, or I know that this has happened, but this is still the vision. How can I now readjust myself without making irrational decisions that just get me back to what my vision is? That's also a hard, being a millionaire is hard, right? That's why a lot of people are not millionaires, because it's freaking hard, right? So at the end of the day, literally not letting your emotions control your decisions. Also making sure you understand that some things, we'll talk about this, but like some things people tell you in business are going to be very straightforward and blunt. Some people are going to say no. Some people are going to say, I don't like that idea. Some people are going to say that's trash. Some people are going to say, I don't got time to talk to you. You have to not act out of emotion and hold grudges or get angry. You just have to roll with the punches and not take things personal, which is going to be the next one, you guys. Number 7, not taking anything personal. Okay, this is rebranding as a millionaire. You have to not take anything personal. Nothing is personal in life. And this is, read the 4 Agreements, you guys. The 4 Agreements is a book that really helps you understand, A, you don't need to seek people's validation or live in the vision that people have for you. And then B, you don't need to take things personal, because a lot of things people do is based off of themselves, not because of you. So what I would say in business, don't take things personal if people don't like your ideas. People say no, people say they don't have time. People say they're going to do something and they don't do it. You just move forward. You just be like, okay, maybe that person's just not ready right now. Maybe that person's just not my client. Maybe that person just can't afford me. Maybe that person doesn't have the means, right? Boop, let's go. Next person. There's too many people in this world. As a millionaire, you cannot get stuck on one person. It's a numbers game. You need to see more people and not worry about that one person or worry about what that person said last week. Who cares? It's business. Like, we got to move on to the next. Time is money, right? So at the end of the day, don't take things personal. And then also when it comes to family and friends, don't take things personal. What they tell you, don't even listen to it. Literally, I'm going to get into that later, but like, only listen to people that are in your position or higher than you. Don't listen to people that are in a matrix and you're trying to be a millionaire. Like, what did you know, even business owners that have a hard time scaling their business, you know, you can take certain advice from them, but you can't take too much advice from someone that doesn't know how to scale, or somebody that thinks work harder instead of smarter. You know what I'm saying? You have to talk to people that are scaling their business to a high capacity, because they're going to be able to teach you something, right? So don't take things personal. And always think, sometimes even when it comes to the way people treat you, right? It can be projection. It can be projection, how they grew up. just the way they talk, could be the way they feel about themselves. How they treat you could be the way they feel about themselves. So all you got to do is just move along, move around, and move to the next, you know? Number 8, willingness to change. So rebranding as a millionaire, you have to be willing to change at any point in time. This is the thing, is when something's not working as a millionaire, you have to pivot. Not saying you have to pivot right away. Sometimes things take time to work. So sometimes you have to see if maybe you giving it enough time to work, or if you need to tweak something, if you need to look at analytics. Do you need to look at what's working right now that maybe you need to try? Is there new technology you need to be in? Like, I remember, you guys, I used to be so against ChatGPT because I'm a creative, and I'm like, it steals creativity. I don't want to use ChatGPT. But do you want to work harder, or you want to work smarter? So then I realized how much ChatGPT changed my life. I don't even have to write a business plan. It writes business plans for me. I don't even have to write half the stuff on my website. It writes it for me. I don't even have to literally think thoroughly about, let's say if I need funding. It literally creates a funding proposal for me to get funding. Like, why would I literally take the time, when time is money? When you are becoming a millionaire, you understand time is money. You want to spend the least amount of time to make money, right? That's why millionaires hire people, because they don't want to take too much time to produce. They don't want to take too much time to complete projects. They have to bring more people on, because if they were just to do it by themselves, it would take more time. So you have to understand, time is money. So you need to be willing to change the way you do things, change your mindset, change your approach. Instead of giving up, change. You have to, and you sometimes have to change your environments to get farther in life. You guys, I had to change to move to a whole nother state to get around the right people. Your state might not be the place where you can become a millionaire. You might have to be in a place where there are millionaires, or there's more business opportunities. And that doesn't always have to look like LA, New York, Houston, Miami. It doesn't have to look like those places to be a place to grow as a millionaire. It can just look like a place that is developing, high developing areas, right? Like San Antonio, people don't understand, like San Antonio is a very high developing area where it's developing real estate right now. A lot of real estate is being built here. There's a lot of new hospitality places like restaurants, bars. It's a good place because the cost is lower, right? So thinking logistically, obviously, and doing your research, and honestly, anywhere you move can just actually develop you as a person and help you become a millionaire, just because you're getting comfortable being uncomfortable, just because you're going to more events, just because you're getting to know more people. So yeah. Number 9 is financial risk. When you are ready to rebrand as a millionaire, you have to take financial risks, which is scary. All of these steps are very scary. Becoming a millionaire is scary as heck. If it wasn't, I think everybody would be a millionaire, right? So financial risk comes with it. So that means that you might have to go into debt to become a millionaire. And that's very scary. Like, as someone that went into debt before, and it was scary, and I was in a bad place, you have to get up and try again. Like, you have to literally take financial risks. You don't know if it's gonna 100% actualize and become a profit. And you don't know, even when it becomes profitable, how long it would take. You have no clue. You have to take financial risk in order to see rewards. You cannot put a small amount of money into something and expect it to scale into $1 million business. If you let's say you put $1 in something, you think it's going to turn into $1 million? You know those scammers that hit you up and say, oh, I can help you flip from $100 to $50,000. Like how, like houseway, that don't work. There's no way you can turn $1, $100, or even $1,000 into $1 million. And even if some people start with that, but they will continuously have to keep putting into their business. Small things cost, like websites, like equipment that you use to build your business. Even if it's all virtual softwares you have to use to operate, your virtual meetings, you're going to put money, and you're going to continually put your money into your business. And as it grows and scales, you're going to start putting larger amounts of money into your business. So it's a financial risk, and nothing is guaranteed. You see businesses like that constantly are going out of business, or you even see businesses that do file bankruptcy, but then they end up getting back up on their feet because they have to keep trying. So if you're scared to invest any type of money into yourself, you're going to stay at a lower level. You are. And it's going to be hard to then want to see that through, because if you stay at a lower level and earning a lower amount of money, it's going to be hard for you to provide for yourself, and you're not going to become a millionaire for sure. It's going to be hard for you to provide for yourself, and it's going to be hard for you to want to continue being an entrepreneur, because you're going to have to work 10 times harder than somebody that just scaled their business. I'm just telling you right now, if you put less money into it, that means you're going to have to charge less, right? And if that is the case, then you're going to have to work more. And if you have to work more, you're only yourself. And if you can't afford to scale, meaning hire people, all that type of stuff, which a millionaire usually does over time, then you're going to only be able to stay at a certain level. So just understanding that the numbers are going to scare you. Like the money that I've invested in myself scares me, but it almost actually scares me in a good way, because I've paid for mentorship, okay? And honestly, the number scares me, and I won't even say it. Like I haven't told my friends the number. I haven't told my family members the number. I just say I've spent a lot of money on this mentorship, and I got to pay for it. And in order to pay for it, it means I got to show up and get clients, right? I have to do my one-on-one coaching. I have to show up for myself. I have to create content. I have to work for myself. Okay? If you see yourself working hard for others, why can't you work for yourself? Millionaires show up for themselves because they have no choice. They have to. So yeah, it requires financial risk. And I think that's a big thing people don't talk about. And a lot of people in the Black community try not to take on the financial risk. And they will talk about, I know a lot of people talk about business credit and getting business credit and all that. That is financial risk. Business credit is financial risk because you have to pay it back. You have to pay it back. So just understanding that it's going to take financial risk. It is. It's going to take some money to make money. Number 10, that worked out perfectly, y'all. Number 10 is willing to be the black sheep. When you rebrand as a millionaire, you have to be willing to be the black sheep. This means a lot of things. This means you have to be willing to be alone. It gets very lonely. It really gets lonely because you have to align with the right people. So you probably lose friends because they probably are not on the same life path as you, or have the same interests as you, or, don't really understand you. And so that kind of drifts people away from you. So you have to be willing to lose friends and essentially family members as well. You have to be willing to not be able to talk to your friends or your family members about the things that you are doing, because they will not understand you. They will tell you to go get a regular job. They will tell you, just use your degrees, just go back to school. They're going to tell you every single thing that is going to try to keep you safe, right? Because of course they love you, so they want to keep you safe, and the brain wants to do what it's used to and comfortable with. But one thing I even want to say, you guys, I have 2 degrees. I have a bachelor's degree and I have a master's degree, and I probably actually will go back to school for knowledge, for my business actually, and also to defer my loans, to think financially, right? Defer my loans till the day I die. So that's the only reason I would go back to school. Not because I want to work for someone. Not like, I don't want to put a negativity in the world if you can't work for someone. Sometimes some people work for someone so that they can scale what they got going on, or they can have enough money to build what they have, to scale their business, or to like get just enough money to like get into a mentorship program so that they can build this $1 million business or whatever they're doing. But what I will say is, for me personally, I wouldn't be going to school to get another career job because I have 2 degrees. If I needed a career job, I could get a career job. But I would go back to school to build my business, right, and defer my loans. But anyhow, a lot of people will tell you college is a safe route. But if you actually think about college, college is also an investment. It is like a business. So if you think about college, a lot of people like have $100,000 in student loan debt, $50,000 in student loan debt. Let's imagine you took $100,000 and you put that in a business. It's the same exact thing. You put your money in hopes that you will grow your business. The same way you put your money into college, you put your money into college to hope you find a career job. And right now, everyone's having a hard time getting a job. And like, there's literally nurses that are struggling to pay their bills, right? There's literally people in high positions that don't make enough money because the economy is pretty bad, right? So it's a risk, but it's just the comfortable risk that everybody else does, the comfortable route that the normal mind person goes, or the route that the black sheep goes. Because we are like the 1%, you know? We are like, you know, the minority of the group of majority of people that go to college or just work a job, right? And so in the sense, you have to be comfortable with being the black sheep, where people not understanding you, people trying to discourage you, people telling you you're doing the wrong things, people not believing in you. You have to believe in yourself. You have to believe in yourself. You have to keep people out of your business. That is something I've been learning a lot. It's like, some people I can trust. I don't really think there's a lot of people I can trust with telling my business to. I don't think anybody in my family, any of my friends, honestly, like, I can tell them some things, but I can't tell them exact numbers. I can't tell them exact prices of what I charge, because I cannot have their negative mindsets reflecting on my model of life, right? Because they're not in the positions that I want to be in. I don't have $1 million. I don't have millionaire friends yet. I don't have millionaire family members yet, because I want to make my family members millionaires, right? I don't have those yet. So I'm not sharing my mindset with them. When I share my mindset, I will actually tell strangers my plans before I tell my family, my friends, because strangers will tell me, whoa, that's a really good idea. Yeah, you should do that. I've talked to people that are in real estate. Oh, yeah, high ticket, that's how you should go. Yep, time freedom, because they know this, because they are business owners, right? I told someone, a guy I was driving Uber one day. I told a guy that, hey, I spent this amount of money for mentorship, because I knew he was an entrepreneur and he has his own trucking business. And I heard him on calls making moves, right? And we expressed about losses, profits, and losses, right? And practically, he told me, he was like, I've spent over $60,000 in mentorships last year. Stop thinking of money as, just think of money as just paper, like it's just money. When you have too much attachment to money, then you literally start making decisions based off of the money, right? Instead of based off of the vision, based off of the plan, based off of the future you have for yourself. Even with real estate, people always talk about getting to real estate, and they don't understand that real estate is an investment. It's a long-term investment, in the sense of it takes time to really see the equity. It takes time for your money to grow. It takes time to make a sale on a home. It takes time. And it's all about how you're going to react in that time. Are you going to give up? Are you going to say, forget about it? Are you going to conform to society? Or are you going to be a millionaire? So y'all, I hope that helps somebody. I really do feel like it helps somebody because I had to put that down. Also, y'all, let me just tell y'all this because this is something that resonated with me, is get used to hearing no as well. If you have a client, they don't want to pay the price, no, that's too high. Okay, thank you. That builds up your character. You can just say, you can literally hear no 3 times. Get used to no. Get used to getting ghosted. Get used to no responses. Get used to texting yourself. Because when you're in sales, you're going to text a client and they might not respond. Okay? You're going to book a Zoom meeting with them. They might not show up. But guess what? You keep showing up. Guess what? You keep texting. Guess what? You keep that email list and emailing. Who cares? Don't take it personal. Who absolutely cares? Do you know this person? No. Is this person... This is how I think about it too, you guys. It's like, do I care more about what this person thinks about me more than I want to be a millionaire? No, I'd rather like be a millionaire. I don't care if this person literally hates me. I want to be a millionaire. I want to be financially free. I want to pay my bills. So why do I care about what this person thinks of me? Like literally it's just thoughts. They're not doing anything to harm me. It's just thoughts. Why do I care what this person thinks of me? And that's all aspects. The people around you, like your family and friends, why do you care what they think? The clients that you're trying to lock in, why do you care what they think about you negatively? They're not even your clients. These are potential clients. Now, if it's your actual clients and they're thinking negative of you, then you should care. Because what type of results are you giving? What type of service are you giving? Yes, you should care about your actual clients. But potential clients that you feel like you're scared of what they're going to think of you because you're reaching out to them or because you're trying to offer them a life solution, who cares? Don't you care more about your livelihood? But anyways, y'all, I love this video. I'm happy that I can put this out here, and I need you to affirm in the comments, I am a millionaire. I am abundant. I am successful. I am living in my vision. I know my vision for myself. Whatever resonates with you, I know the vision God has for me. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.